जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे। जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधे। जय राधा रमण राधा रमण राधे। जय राधा गोकुलानंद राधा गोकुलानंद राधे। जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे। जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय 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 प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्रीमद् His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottarashata Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगमयी की यमुनमयी की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। I offer my humble obeisances to all the devotees here who have so kindly assembled this evening at the house of Sanjeev Taneja Prabhu, and I'm very, very grateful to be amongst all of you today. Many of you I'm meeting online for the last couple of years, but I'm getting to take direct darshan of all the Vaishnavas here. I humbly thank Her Grace Sukheshwari Mataji, who has been instrumental in designing, inaugurating, coordinating, whatever you may call, all the courses that we have had in the last couple of years. A couple of years back, Mataji and Sundaranand Prabhu were on the phone call, on the Zoom call, and she was saying, let's do Chaitanya Charitamrita classes. So we completed entire Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, Antilila, Madhyalila in about 1.5 years. Then we are doing Bhagavatam now, 7th, 8th, 9th, we are in 10th canto. And then couple of other courses, shorter courses. And also I must thank all the other devotees who are regularly attending the classes, Shamru Prabhu, Achyut Kumar Prabhu, Sri Mataji, Sriji Mataji, and many other devotees from other places also. Although we never met each other, still, even in the first meeting, there's a lot of connection, a lot of relationship, a lot of love and a lot of affection and emotions are just flowing right in the first meeting itself. I would say that is the power of Krishna Katha. When we come together and discuss Krishna Katha, we come close to Krishna, no doubt, and our hearts also come closer to each other. And that's the central theme on which I was just presenting sessions there in Seattle also. Building relationships, the Bhagavatam way. And tackling distresses, the Bhagavatam way. In short, the conclusion, the essence of the entire 3 hours or 4.5 hours classes is this only. Come together, discuss Harikatha. That is the most effective way of building Vaishnava relationships. How can Vaishnavas have such heart-to-heart relationships and connections with each other with people whom they never even met? Right? So it's all Harikatha. When we come together and discuss the glories of Krishna with absolutely no selfish intentions, that's the most effective way of bringing our hearts closer to each other and bringing ourselves closer to Krishna's lotus feet. And it's the most nourishing and effective way of living this human life. So I'm very grateful to all of you for giving me a association for the last couple of years online and now having me here on site, offline. Okay, still online, some of them. So thank you so much. It brings great pleasure to my heart to be amongst all of you today. And I was asked by Prabhu to request to speak on Gajendra Moksha Leela, which we have discussed several times, even in our Bhagavatam classes also. It can't we were discussing, and it's not that devotees come together to discuss something new, always. The same pastimes, same characters, same purports, same shlokas, same devotees. Okay, we discuss the same topic again and again, again and again, to go deeper into the emotions of all these wonderful characters of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the more we discuss, the more we come closer to their consciousness. The consciousness of surrender, the consciousness of selflessness, the consciousness of sincere loving service attitude that all the devotees in Bhagavatam are maintaining will nourish us when we discuss about them. Srimad Bhagavatam is not just a collection of the pastimes of Krishna. Bhagavatam is also a collection of the pastimes of devotees of Krishna. Okay. So Bhagavatam means description about Bhagavan and description about Bhagavatas, those who are completely surrendered to Bhagavan. Okay. So there's
doing Harikatha and doing Vaishnava Katha, both will nourish our hearts. So today we'll discuss the story of Gajendra. All of you know this, but still, the most often discussed pastime, favorite pastime, very dear to the hearts of several devotees is Gajendra Leela, amongst many other such beautiful pastimes in Bhagavatam. So once there was a king named Indradyumna Maharaj. And he was a great king. He ruled the kingdom with great responsibility. He protected his citizens. And when the right time came, he retired from his kingly duties and he came to the forest. So that is the nature of Rajarshis. They don't hold on to their posts and positions and privileges whole life. As soon as there is an able successor who can handle their responsibilities, they will delegate all the responsibilities responsibly and retire with renunciation. Okay. So serving with responsibility and retiring with renunciation is a quality exhibited with great Rajarshis. So to be detached does not mean to become irresponsible. And to take up responsibilities does not mean to become unduly attached. So great Rajarshis have demonstrated a perfect balance between detachment and responsibility. Responsibly be detached. With detachment, take up responsibilities. Okay. So anyways, Indradyumna Maharaj retired from his kingdom, came to the forest, and he was worshipping Lord Krishna, Lord Hari, very in a very dedicated manner. So as he was worshipping the Lord one day, a great sage named Agastya Rishi came there. And Indradyumna Maharaj did not welcome him, did not offer him any respects, did not formally speak few words and ask him, please come and sit here. He didn't do anything because he was absorbed in worship. He was totally absorbed in worship. He did not even notice Agastya Rishi. Agastya Rishi looked at him. You are worshipping the Lord, but you don't have the minimum courtesy or etiquette to receive a Brahmana guest, a sage at your home. You are supposed to be a king, Rajarshi. So although you have a huge body, you are supposed to be having great intelligence, you are living like a unintelligent, dull-headed elephant. May you become an elephant. He cursed him. What was the mistake? And what was the punishment? Okay. And it was not even a conscious offense. Right? So the mistake and the punishment were disproportionate. Just like Shringi also cursed Parikshit Maharaj to die within 7 days. Mother Parvati cursed Chitraketu Maharaj to become a demon in the next life for giving one feedback to Lord Shiva, passing one comment. Yes, there was a mistake on their part, we agree. Right? However, the kind of punishment, the treatment that they received apparently is quite disproportionate to the mistake or the offense that they have committed. But this is the will of the Lord. Sometimes if the Lord wants to purify a devotee from little traces of anarthas, He may give a severe punishment to them and removes whatever little traces of anarthas or aparadhas or sinful traces that they have. He just purifies them of that, and within one lifetime they are back to Godhead. Chitraketu Maharaj became Vritrasura, a demon in the next life, and from there he went to the spiritual world. Parikshit Maharaj, he was cursed to die within 7 days. In 7 days, 1 week he went back to Godhead. Indradyumna Maharaj, he became an elephant, right? Gajendra, and within one lifetime as an elephant, he went to the spiritual world. He got Saurabhya Mukti. He got 400 form like Vishnu. Okay. So, I was sharing with Prabhu in our private conversation. We can never misunderstand Krishna, because Krishna never misunderstands us. In this material world, there may be hundreds and thousands of people who may misunderstand us. For a small mistake that we have done, they may blame us beyond certain extent. They may misunderstand us. But please understand, that Krishna will never misunderstand us because he's staying right within our hearts. As Paramatma, he's constantly watching our moods, deeds, and needs, okay, and reciprocating accordingly. He will never misunderstand us. And this should also give a caution note to us. So the Lord is there within my heart, constantly watching my intentions, my emotions. He will never misunderstand me. All the people may misunderstand me, and they may not give me the credit that I deserve. But Krishna always rewards me for whatever good deeds I have done. But all the people in this world may not recognize our bad deeds, bad moods, sinful activities, malicious intentions. Krishna will recognize them and he will reward them accordingly. Right? So Krishna's presence within our hearts should give us a sense of reassurance that even if people misunderstand me, Krishna will not. And it should also give us a caution note that even if I can hide my bad intentions and bad actions in front of this whole world, I cannot hide in front of Krishna. He's watching. He will do the needful to purify me. Okay? So, now in this case, our Indradyumna Maharaj was cursed. How did he accept it? Indradyumna Maharaj just accepted it gratefully as the will of the Lord. Ambarish Maharaj, what mistake he has done? He took little water, that to break his Ekadashi fast. But Durvasa Muni created a fiery demon. The demon's entire body is made of fire. Just to kill Ambarish Maharaj, you drink water, somebody kills you. What kind of treatment is this? And Ambarish Maharaj with folded hands, yes, kill me. And the Lord sees, oh, you want to be killed by that fiery demon? But I don't want that to happen. So Sudarshan Chakra is there to come and burn the fiery demon to nothing. Generally something is burnt to ashes. But fire is burnt here. If fire is burnt, ash will come? Nothing will come. So apparently fire is burnt to ashes, but there is no ash there. Fire is burnt to nothing. And Ambarish is saved. And Durvasa is doing Brahmanda Brahman. Because the Sudarshan Chakra is chasing Durvasa Muni also. Going wherever Durvasa Muni is going. And finally Durvasa Muni went to Shivaloka, Brahmaloka, Vishnuluka, and then fell at the feet of Ambarish, and then he was saved. Okay. So the Lord will never allow his devotee to be degraded, to perish. Right? He will never a devotee let down. He promised in Bhagavad Gita. He said, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. If we constantly think of Krishna, nityayukta upasate, if we perform upasana, worship of Krishna with sincerity, yogakshemam vahamyaham, I will protect my devotees, Krishna says. And by the way, Krishna's protection does not come as per our expectations. Krishna's protection may not be palatable. Krishna may instigate someone to slap us, and that may be protection. Right? So, when Indra created a devastating rainfall in Vrindavan, Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain and protected all the Vrajavasis and humbled Indra. But please understand, Krishna not only protected the Vrajavasis, Krishna protected Indra also. Because Indra is also a devotee of Krishna, isn't it? He may not be as pure a devotee as the Vrajavasis, but he's also a devotee of Krishna, right? Krishna protected Indra also from his own pride. Krishna protected Vrajavasis from Indra's reign, and Krishna protected Indra from his own pride. So, if there are some traces of anarthas or unwanted qualities within us, Krishna will protect us from those unwanted qualities by giving a token punishment. And the token punishment can become very overwhelming punishment to us. Right? But it may be very intense. That 5 minutes where I fainted and I was about to become unconscious, it was very intense. That 1 month of quarantine during COVID time, my God, it's too much. Or that intense health issue or financial issue or relationship issue or this issue, that was very intense. But see, on the scale of eternity, that 1 hour or 1 month or 1 year or 1 lifetime is insignificant, isn't it? When we elevate our consciousness to spiritual plane and see things on the scale of eternity, on the plane of eternity, on spiritual plane, all the material problems appear insignificant. When you're flying in an airplane, you see all the rivers and lakes and buildings and pathways, all of them very insignificant, very tiny, like ants or mustard seeds, isn't it? Why are you flying in an airplane? Similarly, when you are flying in the airplane of spiritual consciousness, the material problems appear insignificant, however significant they may be. When you are walking on a road, a 20-story building may appear, my God, gigantic. Okay. But when you are flying in an airplane, it says, hey, it's small. Sometimes kids do like this. See, the building is as big as my this little gap between the two fingers. Kids say that. So one day we went to that temple, Durga temple in Vijayawada. You see the popular temple when we were children. So one of our family kids, the father brought him a gun, plastic gun, 10 rupees. Okay. So the gun is like this, and there is some plastic thing that is hanging. You press that plastic thing into that barrel, and when you press like this, the barrel will come out and sound will come out. And he's saying, I will shoot all these buildings. Okay. He's playing like that. What can he shoot? Because from such an altitude, all the buildings are looking insignificant. Similarly, when we are in spiritual consciousness, we can say, I'll shoot this problem. I'll shoot that problem. Nothing. It doesn't affect us. Like it exists. It doesn't affect us. So, like when somebody is traveling on the road, in Mumbai roads especially, when there is heavy traffic, American roads do not have so much traffic as much as Mumbai roads have, right? Whatever little bit I have seen. So when there is red signal, you have to stop. When there is green signal, you can move. When there is orange signal, be ready. Fine. But when you are flying in an airplane, that red signal, orange signal or green signal are of no relevance to you. Okay. Similarly, when we are in material consciousness, happiness, oh, we get overexcited. Distress, keep crying. Right? But when you are in spiritual plane, whether it is happiness or distress, it's of no relevance. Happiness and distress on a material plane are of no relevance to someone who is on the spiritual plane. Right? So, all these pure devotees, even though they were subjected to so much suffering, their consciousness is on a spiritual plane. They were not overwhelmed by it. They were not affected by it. They're very happy. Okay. So Indrajumna Maharaj accepted the curse. Prabhupada quotes in the purport. He says, Tatenu kampam susamikshavad bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam hridvagva purbhir vidadhan namaste jivetayo mukti pade sadaya bhak. So he says that whenever a devotee faces some reversals in life, the devotee understands that these are just token reactions to my own past misdeeds. And I must undergo these reversals for my own purification, and I should continue to take shelter of Krishna with my body, mind and words. Then Mukti Pada means the kingdom of God, entrance into the spiritual world will become my rightful inheritance. That's the meaning of the shloka. Mukti Pade Sadaya Bhak. Mukti Pada is not impersonal liberation there. Mukti Pada is the lotus feet of the Lord at which liberation is just sitting. So, this is the consciousness of all the devotees who underwent some reversals in life. So, Indrajumna Maharaj was cursed. And he became an elephant in the next life. Now, when Indrajumna Maharaj became an elephant, he became an elephant in a big mountain region called Trikuta mountain region. Trikuta, there are 3 kutas, 3 peaks, golden, silver, iron. So 3 kutas are there. It's in a celestial realm, upper planets. And in the Trikuta mountain region, there is a nice garden called Ritumat garden. In that Ritumat garden, there is a beautiful lake. And Gajendra used to live there. And Gajendra was wandering with his wives, female elephants, children, so many friends and so much of entourage. Gajendra was so powerful. As Gajendra was walking, the entire Trikuta mountain region is shaking. That area is shaking. And Gajendra would just trample all the trees and wooden logs there, and it will just uproot the creepers and plants there. And very confident, very powerful. And all the lower animals, they survive because Gajendra is merciful upon them. Okay? Because of Gajendra's mercy, they are surviving. So, in this way, Gajendra was moving in the forest. And this is Maya. At this moment, although Gajendra had been a devotee of Krishna in the past life, at this moment Gajendra started identifying himself with the elephant body. Gajendra thought, I am an elephant. I am the king of all elephants. Okay, that he became totally absorbed in that identity. This is Maya. Although we are devotees, we may forget our own devotion to the Lord, we may forget our own connection with the Lord, and we may overly identify with these external problems. And that problem completely occupies our consciousness, that there is no place for Krishna in our consciousness. Right? When the heart or the mind or consciousness is preoccupied with the thoughts or anxieties about certain problem, where will Krishna get some place to sit? He needs some place, right? He needs some space. Okay, we need to create some space. Okay, remove this anxiety, remove that anxiety, remove these thoughts, remove that negative thoughts. Krishna, there's some place here. Please sit here, right? And when you make him sit, right? Krishna is like that camel in the desert, right? When you allow camel to put his, you know that story, right? When traveler was there, okay, he is going with a camel in the desert, and in the night time he just kept some nice tent and he was sleeping inside, and camel was parked outside. Camel said, I'm feeling little cold, can I put my head inside? Okay, you put your head inside. He went inside. He put his head inside. After a while, camel said, can I put my neck? I'm feeling little cold. Okay, fine. He just moved little bit in the tent and allowed the neck to come in. Then after a while, can I put my front legs inside little bit? Can I adjust? Then the traveler adjusted. After a moment, the camel threw the traveler outside and he sat in the tent. Right? So now let us consciously, when he did a mistake there, okay, but now let us do this mistake. Let us do this sweet mistake of allowing Krishna to enter our minds. He will remove all anxieties from the heart. He will remove all anarthas from the heart. And how do we allow Krishna to enter our hearts? Two ways. Shravanam, Kirtanam. Let us chant the holy names of Krishna with sincere devotion, and let us hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Krishna will enter. Pravishtaha karna randharena svanam bhavasaroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yathasharat. So if you allow Krishna to enter your hearts by sincerely hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, he will relieve our heart from all kinds of anarthas. Okay. So Indrajamana Maharaj became elephant, and the elephant became totally absorbed in his identity, current identity as an elephant. No other identity matters. Gajendra forgot that he has been a Vaishnava in the past life. Okay. But the good news is that even if we forget that we have been devotees, Krishna will never forget. Even if we forget all the service that we have done to Krishna and become deviated and just we go to the material enjoyment zone, Krishna will never forget even the little bit of service that we have done. That's why it is said, Neha bhikramana sosti pratyavayo na vidyate svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So, even if we have done little bit of service, Krishna is grateful for it. Krishna has this quality of gratitude. How will he exhibit his gratitude? Wait for 10 minutes. I'll come to that. So now let me discuss the initial part. So this Gajendra completely forgot his identity as a devotee and embraced his identity as an elephant. So He was happily moving in the temple, in the forest. So as he was moving, he became a little thirsty and tired. However gigantic your body may be, you will get tired. Right? Because material body, it's not spiritual body, right? Material body means however strong it may be, however heavy duty it may be, it is meant to get tired at some point. So he went to the lake just to refresh himself, to bathe, to drink some water. So he entered the lake along with his family members and associates. And Gajendra was just sucking water from his trunk and showering that water on his wives and his children. It takes some effort. But Gajendra did not mind that effort. He said, it's great. So in this material world, although for the purpose of sense enjoyment we have to exert ourselves to some degree, we don't mind that. Right? We want to exert ourselves. Yes, this much, it's worth undergoing so much of trouble to get that little enjoyment. Okay. So Gajendra was observed like that. But the nature of this material world is that at the least expected moment, Maya can disturb our ecstasies. Okay. Life may be going on in a very, very happy and comfortable, exciting way. But at the least expected moment, the balloon is burst and there is dam, there is big sound. Right? So suddenly a crocodile came and caught the leg of Gajendra. Okay. So right at some moment the balloon is filled with air and the kid is playing so happily and it's flying so high happily. Suddenly the balloon fell on a tree and that tree happened to be a thorn tree. Within a fraction of a second the balloon is burst and one small piece of that plastic rubber fell in the kid's hand. He's disappointed. That is the condition of material world. Okay. So it's like a bubble. Bubble appears attractive. Have you seen bubble? So bubble, it's very shining. You can see a rainbow on the bubble. You just touch like that, gone. Material world and all the enjoyments and pleasures that we get, they are also like that. All the name, fame, prestige, adoration, claps, whistles, fans, likes, comments, followers, whatever we get, it's all, it can just get smashed in a moment, right? So everything is gone. So suddenly Maya attacked, crocodile attacked. Crocodile came and caught the leg of Gajendra. And Gajendra thought, oh, this crocodile, what can it do to me? So Gajendra just moved his leg like this. So nothing happened to the crocodile. Okay. So Gajendra struggled for a while. Oh, it's not leaving me easily. But Gajendra struggled for a while and crocodile is not going away. So Gajendra thought, okay, fine, 5 minutes. After 10 minutes, the crocodile will go. How long it will catch me? Maybe 20 minutes, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours. 2 hours passed. 10 hours passed. 1 day passed. 2 days. 1 week. 1 month. 1 year. 100 years. 1,000 years passed. The crocodile did not leave Gajendra. Sometimes we may think that so and so problem came to me. It may leave me in few minutes. Okay. It may leave me in some time. But we may have to live with that problem. There are some chronic diseases people may have to face. There may be some other difficulties. The problem may be whole life. We don't know, right? So we need to prepare ourselves. We need to prepare our consciousness to face the unexpected long-term problems of life also. Sometimes the doctor may say, you have to live with it. No other way. You can't press Control Z. Now the body has become degraded so much. Now you can at the max try not to be degraded more, but you cannot undo whatever damage has happened. You have to live with it. Doctors will say that, my God, it's like that. My body has been very, very strong, very heavy, very healthy, but suddenly it has happened like this. So sometimes some health problems are there. We have to live with it, right? So long-term problem. So Gajendra was caught by this crocodile for such a long time. Sometimes problem will come on its own and sometimes we invite the problem. sometimes being unable to tolerate a particular temptation, and we give in to temptation, and we get into a problem, and we think that, okay, I'm consciously getting into it, I can just get my hands out whenever I want. Right? Just one cigarette, one peg, one bottle, okay? I'm consciously doing it, of course. But once we get addicted to it, that inability to tolerate that little temptation at one moment could become a long-term habit, and we may not be able to get rid of that habit only. That will kill our peace, that will destroy our families, that will destroy so many things. So sometimes problem comes on its own, sometimes we invite problem because of our own temptations, because of being unable to tolerate our temptations. Anyways, Gajendra did not invite a problem, apparently. Gajendra innocently entered and they was bathing, but suddenly a crocodile came and caught his leg. And for Gajendra it is a crocodile. Once His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj said that in Mumbai, even a mosquito can become a crocodile. Right? And it can become a big malaria. It may not leave you for several weeks. Right? So that is the nature of this material world. Padam padam yadvipadam. There is danger at every step, and there is danger between steps also. So this is the material world. So Gajendra tried to pull the crocodile outside the water, and the crocodile was trying to pull Gajendra inside water. This pushing and pulling is happening for a long time. Okay, and because crocodile is a water animal, it's inside the water. It's happy. It's getting strength. But Gajendra, being a land animal, is foreign to water. Gajendra's strength is getting depleted. Although Gajendra is very powerful, 1,000 years, so much struggle. So the power is just getting depleted day by day, moment by moment, year by year, decade by decade, century by century. So it's getting depleted. If that crocodile had caught Gajendra on the land, probably Gajendra would have trampled that crocodile within a moment. Or if it is beyond the capacity of Gajendra, there are 10 other elephants, 100 other elephants, all of them would have trampled the crocodile within few moments. But the crocodile caught Gajendra within water. So Gajendra could not do anything. All the dear associates of Gajendra also could not do anything. We need to understand that we may be very powerful in one arena. That does not mean that we are powerful everywhere. Right? You may be leader, you may be king, you may be celebrity at some area. That does not mean you just go at some other place and you say, hey, do this, do that. Nothing will happen. Right? So Gajendra may be the king of all animals in the forest, but when it enters water, it has to surrender. Okay? So we cannot exercise our independence or our power at all places and at all times. There is a limit to material power. So Gajendra struggled so much, and he wanted help. All the other elephants on the shore of this ocean, lake, they were very sympathetic and empathetic towards Gajendra. They are very kind and compassionate towards Gajendra. Although they had the compassion to save Gajendra, they did not have the capacity to save Gajendra. Although they had the intention to save Gajendra, they did not have the ability to save Gajendra. In this material world, we may find some people who purely intend to help us, but they may not be able to help us. We may find people who are very kind and compassionate upon us, but they don't have the capacity to save us from a trouble. They empathize, they sympathize, they can give some emotional support, but actually solving the problem, it may be beyond their capacity also. And some people are there. They have the ability to solve your problem. They have the capacity to address your issues, but they don't have the compassion. They have no intention to save you, to protect you. Right? They look at you undergoing problem, they may not come to help you. Right? So that happened with Gajendra also. Because this whole issue is happening, this fighting between the elephant and the crocodile is happening in the water, in the celestial planets, and it's happening for a long time, 1,000 years. All the devatas in the upper planets were able to see what's happening here. All the devatas were witnessed what's happening with Gajendra. But although they had the ability to save Gajendra, they never had the intention to save Gajendra. Although they had the capacity to protect Gajendra from this crocodile, they did not have the compassion to protect him. Capacity is there, compassion is not there. And in the other elephant's case, compassion is there, capacity is not there. To find both in one place and one person may be difficult, may be very rare. And even if you find, they may not have unlimited compassion, they may not have unlimited capacity. They may have a limited capacity to address your problem. Your need may be $1 million, they may give you $500,000 only. They may have limited capacity. But Krishna can give 100 million also. Up to him, if he intends to. He always intends to save us, but he knows what is good for us. Krishna is like mother. Krishna is like father. Mother does not fulfill all the desire of the child. Child may desire 100 different things. Mother will not fulfill all the desires. If the mother is convinced that this is good for my child, then only mother will give it to the child. If the mother is convinced that this is harmful to the child, mother will not provide it. Krishna is like that mother. Okay. So therefore his reciprocation or his protection may not manifest in a palatable way always. So he may not protect us in a materially comfortable manner. He may give us some material discomfort to ultimately make us spiritually comfortable. Right? To ultimately give us entrance into the spiritual realm. Up to him. And what he does, why he does, how he does, it's not very easy for us to figure out. Although it is very difficult for us to figure out, let us never doubt Krishna's integrity or intentions. Krishna's intentions are pure. Krishna has full integrity. Even if you have done little amount of service, Krishna is grateful for it. He will protect you. He may not protect you at this moment. 1,000 years, Krishna did not come to save. After 1,000 years he came. Parikshit Maharaj, at the time of his birth, when Ashwathama released the Brahmastra to kill Parikshit Maharaj, Krishna came, entered the womb of Mother Uttara, saved Parikshit. But when that Shringi cursed Parikshit Maharaj, did Krishna come to save? No. Krishna did not come to save. Apparently, Krishna allowed Parikshit to die within 1 week. How can this happen to a pure devotee like Parikshit? But please understand, after death, where did Parikshit go? He went to Krishna only. Krishna is missing Parikshit in the spiritual world. Parikshit, please come back. How much time? 1 week. You should come. You should be here. Okay, fine. I'll be coming in 1 week. In 1 week, what I have to do? You hear Bhagavatam. And through you, all the devotees at Silicon Valley in 2023, June, they will also hear Bhagavatam because Parikshit had that time. Right? So he created some subject matter. So when Krishna creates some difficulties in the life of a devotee, that's where the devotees benefit only. We get overwhelmed. We get affected, but if we understand Krishna's integrity, if you don't doubt Krishna's integrity, if you don't doubt Krishna's intentions, the difficulty also is joy. That misery also is mercy of Krishna. The more we advance in bhakti, the more we see miseries in this material world as mercy of Krishna. Okay? So miseries are there. But Krishna, thank you very much for mercifully keeping me in these miseries to purify my heart and come closer to your lotus feet. So Gajendra introspected. Nobody is coming to rescue me. I am trying with my own abilities. I am unable to save myself from this Gajendra. And all the elephants which are there on the shore of the lake, they are crying for me, but they are not doing anything for me. They don't have ability to do anything for me. So there must be somebody who has some power, along with power, some kind of love and affection and compassion, mercy. So whoever that may be, let me pray to that person. So suddenly this inspiration came in the heart of Gajendra to offer a prayer to the Supreme Lord. Okay. Where did this inspiration come? Prabhupada writes in the purport. Such inspiration to take shelter of the Lord will not appear in the heart of a sinful person. It appears in the heart of someone who has some background of bhakti. Okay. So Indradyumna Maharaj performed so much of bhakti in the past life. Although he became an elephant and started identifying himself as an elephant, he forgot his past devotional service. Now, at a critical moment, the Lord reminded Gajendra of the previous devotional service that he has done. of the previous prayers that he has learned and offered to the Lord. Suddenly, Gajendra got the inspiration to offer some prayer to some supreme controller of the universe, whoever that may be. Let me seek his shelter. Where are you? I don't know. How you will be? I don't know. What is your name? I don't know. But I know some attributes. Looks like I'm remembering some prayer from my past life. Let me just offer it to you. Okay? So that remembrance of prayer is given by Lord Vishnu. So match fixing. He only gave Gajendra the memory of the prayer and he only came and protected. Full match fixing. Okay? So the Lord can do anything. Why didn't he do that match fixing till now? You can't question him. He may do it after 1,000 years. He may do it in 1 minute also. Right? Sometimes spontaneously, on the spur of the moment, you throw your hands into the air and pray to the Lord. But sometimes after 1,000 years you'll remember. That depends on how deep-rooted is our conditioning, how much identity we have with this body. Draupadi tried for a while. She asked Pandava, she asked Bhishma, Drona, who else, Dhritarashtra, so many people. And finally she said, I can't handle it. Krishna, you come and protect me. And Krishna came in the form of unlimited sari. Right? So, and that happened for a few minutes. Okay? So after few minutes of struggle, Draupadi prayed to Krishna and Krishna came. And after 1,000 years of struggles, Gajendra prayed to Krishna and Krishna came. Right? But that intention or the inspiration to pray to the Lord also comes from Krishna in one sense, especially in Gajendra's case. So when will Krishna inspire us to do so? To the degree we are pure. We have some background of bhakti. Right? So anyways, many people are undergoing so many difficulties. But how many of them take shelter of Krishna, like Gajendra? Only few. Because Gajendra had a background of bhakti. Okay. So we need to have some background of bhakti, some ajnata sukriti, or some mercy of a pure devotee to get some devotional inclinations. Bhaktya sanjataya bhaktya. Bhakti gives birth to bhakti. Okay. So his previous bhakti is the cause of his current devotional prayer. Anyways, Gajendra offered a prayer to the Lord. He did not take particular name. Krishna, come and protect me. Rama, come and protect me. Narasimha, Varaha, Vamana, Matsya, Korma. He did not call any name. To whomsoever it may concern, I offer this prayer. I am in some difficulty. There must be somebody who has that power. Whoever that may be, let him come and protect me. Okay, I'll describe all his qualities now. Whatever I can understand and remember, recollect. So he started offering prayers. So many prayers he offered. 8th chapter, 3rd shloka. 8th canto, 3rd chapter, 3rd shloka, till some 25, 27, 28. These prayers are there. But we'll discuss some prayers. Very important prayers. So Gajendra initially glorified Krishna as the supreme cause of all causes, supreme controller, supreme master, supreme proprietor, supreme this, supreme that. He's transcendental to everything. So a general glorification of the Lord's characteristics he described in his prayers initially. After that, he described the characteristics of some devotees. How do they surrender unto the Lord? Then eventually, his prayers became more and more intense and little longer. And he said at one point, Namo namaste khila karanaya nishkaranaya adbhutakaranaya sarvagamamnaya maharnavaya namopavargaya parayanaya Namo namaste akhila karanaya. Oh Krishna, you are the cause of all causes. Did not say Krishna, but that goes to Krishna only automatically. You are akhila karanaya. You are the cause of all causes. Ishvaraha paramaha Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is the cause of all causes. Nishkaranaya. He himself does not have any cause. Therefore, he is Adbhuta Karanaya. He is the wonderful cause. He is the cause of all causes. He himself does not have any cause. Therefore, he is the wonderful cause of everything. Nishkaranaya Adbhuta Karanaya Sarvagamamnaya maharnavaya namopavargaya parayanaya. Sarva agama amnaya. All the agamas, all the shastras, scriptures are showing path to the lotus feet of the Lord. All these bona fide scriptural paths are like rivers, and Krishna is like an ocean. Just like rivers naturally flow towards the ocean, all the bona fide scriptural spiritual paths flow towards the lotus feet of Krishna. Sarvagamamnaya maharnavaya namopavargaya parayanaya. The Lord is the shelter of all those who traverse on spiritual path. All transcendentalists take shelter of the Lord. Gunaranicchanna chidusmapaya tatkszobha vispurjita manasaya. Like that he offered more prayers, but I'll go to the main prayer, the next prayer. Madrik prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya muktaya bhuri karunaya namolayaya swamshena sarvatanu bhrinmanasi pratita pratyagdrishe bhagavate brihate namaste. Madrik prapanna. Madrik means people like me. Prapanna, surrendered. Those people who are surrendered unto you, you know what do you do to them? Vimokshanaya. Pashu pasha vimokshanaya. I am a pashu. I am an animal. Gajendra is saying, I am an animal and I have surrendered to you. Then what will you do to me? Pasha vimokshanaya. You will relieve me from this bondage, from this encasement of the crocodile. Crocodile has caught my leg. You will release me from this. Many times our engagements lead to encasements, right? All our material engagements will put us in a case or bondage of Maya. So here Gajendra was caught by crocodile, and Gajendra is sincerely praying to the Lord, please come and protect me from this crocodile. So Vimokshanaya, you can release me, definitely. What is the proof? Go to the second line. Muktaya. So if you have smartphones and all, you can see this sloka, very nice sloka. 8th canto, 3rd chapter, 17th sloka. Madrik prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya. Oh Lord, you will definitely come and relieve me from all the suffering, because, second line, he says 3 qualities of the Lord. First quality, Muktaya, means you yourself are never bound by any bondage, right? You are not bound by anything, therefore you can release us from bondage. Muktaya. So for someone to release me from a problem, the person himself or herself should not be in a problem. So if you tie me to this pillar, okay, tightly, my hands and legs are completely tied. So someone has to release me from bondage, right? Who will release me? If you are not tied, then you can release me. If you are also tied to that pillar, okay, that, how will you protect me? How will you release me from bondage? Okay. So if I am in need, you can fulfill my need only when you are not in need. If you are in more need than me, what can you protect me? Narada Muni tells Yudhishthira Maharaj, let me remember that also at this moment. So once Dhritarashtra, Vidura, Gandhari, all 3 left Hastinapur palace. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj went to offer obeisances to them in the morning, but they were not there. Elders were not there. And he became so overwhelmed with grief. Oh my God, I have offended them. I have killed their 100 sons. That's why they left me. I am this, I am that. He was condemning himself. And Narada Muni came and said, Yudhishthira, your problem is that you are thinking that they cannot survive without you. How will they survive without you? So please understand, everybody is dependent on someone else for their survival, and it is actually the system created by the Lord. So ultimately everybody is dependent on Krishna only. Kala karma gunadhino deho yam pancha bhautikaha katham anyastu gopayet sarpagrastho yataparam. Kala, time factor. Karma, our own fruitive baggage. Guna, all the 3 material modes. Sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. Adhina, kala karma gunadhino. We are always under the control of kala, karma and guna. Not only that, deho yam pancha bhautikaha. We are also bound by this body which is made of 5 material elements. Kala karma gunadhino deho yam panchabhutikaha katham anyastu gopayet sarpagrastho yataparam. If this is our condition, how can we extend our helping hand to someone else? Sarpagrastho yathaparam. Somebody is being swallowed by a serpent. Half of his body is inside the serpent and serpent is sucking. Okay, come inside, come inside. And you extend a helping hand. Come, I'll help you. Come, come. It's a little too much, right? So that's what Narada Muni is saying. Okay, how can you protect anyone? So if I am tied to this, someone who is not bound only can release me. Okay. So that's what Gajendra said, Muktaya. My dear Lord, you are never bound by any material laws. There is no problem for you. Nobody can stop you from doing anything. Especially nobody can stop you from protecting your devotees. You are Muktaya. So therefore you can protect me. First quality of the Lord is he has the ability, he has the capacity to protect. He is Muktaya. He himself is never bound by anything. So just that I am bound to this pillar and you are not bound, you have the capacity to protect me, but if you don't have kindness, you will look at me. Ah, good, good. Right? You are bound. Shall I get one more rope? Okay. To bind you more tightly. So if you don't have compassion or kindness, you will not release me. You will just watch the fun. So therefore, apart from capacity, the person who protects should also have compassion. That's why he says, Bhuri Karunaya. Muktaya Bhuri Karunaya. Karuna means compassion. Bhuri Karuna means extreme degree of compassion. Krishna, you are very, very benevolent, most munificent, extremely merciful. And you have fully capable of protecting us. You have capacity, you have compassion. You have ability, you have intention. Okay, I am bound to this. And you are not bound, means you have the capacity. You are kind. You are not bound and you are kind. You have compassion also. But you are looking towards that direction. Devotees are arranging some prasadam. You are attracted to prasadam there. You are not looking at me. Right? So you are not even aware that I am in some problem. Okay? Then how will you protect me? So the third quality of the Lord is alalaya. You see that line. Muktaya bhuri karunaya namo lalaya. Alalaya means the Lord is always attentive to the needs of his devotees. The Lord is very attentive. What does my devotee need? Not what my devotee wants, not what my devotee needs. Difference is there between want and need. We may want something that we may not need it, right? And we may need something, we may not want it. That's another issue, right? But Krishna attends to the needs of his devotees. He never fails to attend to the needs of his sincere devotees, surrendered devotees. Muktaya bhuri karunaya namo lalaya. So his capacity, his compassion and his cognizance makes him the most bona fide protector of all his devotees. His ability, his intention and his awareness of our situation makes him the supreme protector of all his devotees. So how does he know? He's sitting in Golok Dham. Goloka eva nivasatya khilatva bhuto govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. He's sitting in Goloka. How many kilometers is Goloka? You can get Goloka's address in Google Maps. Right? I'll drive. I have my most fancy car. It's very fast. Okay, no traffic also. I'll reach Goloka. You can't reach Goloka by car. Okay. Goloka eva nivasati. Although he's so high, so far, Akhilatma Bhuto, he stays within the hearts of all living beings. His replica is there. He's like sun in the sky. But sun's reflections are there in hundreds of pots filled with water. He may be original copy. Your degree certificate is only one original copy. But you can take 100 Xerox copies, right? Similarly, the Lord is one. But so many Xerox copies of the Lord are there as Paramatmas within the hearts of all living beings. That's why he said in the next line that Swamshena sarvatanubhrin manasi pratita pratyagdrishe bhagavate brihate namaste. Swamshena, by his own amsha, his own expansion, Paramatma. Sarvatanubhrin, he enters every embodied being. Manasi pratita, he stays within their hearts. Pratyagdrishe, he is the witness of everything. He witnesses all our moods and needs and deeds. He understands what we need. He understands what is our mood. He can also keep track of what our deeds we are doing. We cannot hide anything from Krishna, whether it is good or bad. So, Sarvatanubhrin manasi pratita pratyak drishe bhagavate brahate namaste. O Lord, I offer my obeisances unto you. You are so powerful. Please protect me. So in this way he offered prayers. Then later he thought, what am I doing? As we are offering prayers, we evolve in our prayers. Initially, an Artha Bhakta may surrender to the Lord and offer prayers for protection from a material calamity. But after a while, by offering that sincere prayer to the Lord, the desire to come out of the material calamity will go away. And the desire to serve Krishna will come up. Desire to be connected with Krishna will come up. He will understand, oh, why am I praying to the Lord to protect me from this calamity? Yeah, this calamity made me pray to Him. But while offering prayers, I'm feeling a deeper sense of connection with Him. My love for Him is increasing. I think calamity is good. I want more calamities. Okay? Let there be more and more calamities in my life so that I can be more prayerful to Krishna, so that I can increase my remembrance of Krishna, so that I can intensify my dependence on Krishna. Let me be more and more Krishna conscious. And if calamity is making me more Krishna conscious, let it happen. No problem. That is the mood of a devotee. In that mood, Kunti offers this prayer. She says, Vipadaha santutaha shashvat tatra tatra jagat guru bhavato darshanam yasyat apunar bhava darshanam. Whenever there is calamity, Krishna, you gave us darshan. Right? He gave darshan only. He may not have protected them. In the previous sloka, Kunti Maharani says, Vishan mahagneha purushada darshanat asat sabhaya vanavasa kritsrataha mridhe mridhe neka maharathastrato draunyastratascha smahare abhirakshitaha. Krishna, you protected us from poison. Bhima was poisoned, Krishna protected. Their house was set on fire, Krishna protected. And during their vanavas, man-eating demons like Hidimbasur and Bakasur came and attacked Pandavas. Krishna protected through Bhima. And you protected Draupadi in that Vastraharan. You protected us from so many calamities. So whenever there is calamity, you have come. And Kunti Maharani is enumerating all this, but there were other issues also. In gambling match, my Pandavas lost their kingdom. Did you protect? Abhimanyu died in the battlefield. Did you protect? She's not blaming Krishna, right? So sometimes Krishna may protect. Sometimes Krishna may not protect. But the devotee's privilege is to take shelter of Krishna in a calamity. So calamity is only meant to give us an opportunity to intensify our remembrance of Krishna and surrender to Krishna. Whether Krishna will protect you from that specific calamity or not, there is no guarantee, by the way. Okay? Getting right? So let's not advertise this to ourselves, our hearts at least. There's a calamity, I take shelter of Krishna, He will protect me. No. There's a calamity, I will take shelter of Krishna. Rest is not in your hands. He may protect you, He may not protect you. But your privilege, your fortune is, you are inspired to take shelter of Krishna. Is it clear? Let it be very clear. It has to be very clear. Many calamities are going to come up. Right? So I may be sitting here happily speaking now. I may faint after some time. Right? I may get some other disease. I may not be able to move. Who knows? Calamity can come at any time, at any moment. Right? So we should be ready for it. And all our sadhana, all our japa, tapa, bhagavata katha and all this is meant to prepare us to respond to life situations with devotion, not with just intense emotion, not with commotion, not with some blaming mentality. Right? Let us respond to life situations with devotion. Now, Kunti Maharani prayed to Krishna. Krishna, you have given darshan in so many calamities. Okay? Calamity is giving us an opportunity to get your darshan. But even if you don't get your darshan, we are remembering you, right? We are depending on you, right? We are getting desperate, right? In a mood of desperation, we depend on Krishna more than in a mode of materially comfortable situation. When the situation is very comfortable, we may forget Krishna. When the situation is very intense, we can remember Krishna more. Okay? Thus, calamity is also an opportunity to remember Krishna, to become more and more Krishna conscious. Uttara. You know Uttara, right? She lost her husband at a very young age. She was a teenage girl probably. Okay. And she was pregnant also at that time. Abhimanyu went to the battlefield to fight with that Chakravyuha, and then he was killed by all these Kuru warriors. And he lost her husband. She lost her husband. Then after a while, Ashwathama releases a Brahmastra to kill even the last descendant of the Pandavas, Parikshit, who was still within the womb of Mother Uttara. What did Uttara do? She went to Krishna. She was not thinking, this Krishna did not protect my husband. Will he protect my son? I'll go to somebody else. Any other devatas around? Right? He was not searching for a different shelter. Krishna, whether you protect or don't protect, it's not my job. It's not my business. It's your headache, not my headache. To take shelter of you in any situation, whether it is materially comfortable situation or uncomfortable situation, seeking your shelter is my responsibility, my duty, my ecstasy. Okay? But protection, that's your headache. You do whatever you want. I'll take your shelter. If you so desire, you protect my son. If you want to kill my son, you kill him also. I have no issue. Right? That is Mother Uttara's surrender. So this is surrender. Bhagavatam is introducing us to such high degrees of surrender. Am I scaring you? Should I continue like this, or I am speaking Gajendra Moksha and with some first canto inside. So coming back to Gajendra. So Gajendra also prayed for protection, right? So Pashupasha Vimokshanaya, he prayed. After a while, Gajendra's mood changed. Actually, pure devotees don't pray like this. What do pure devotees pray? Ekantino yasya na kanchanartham vanchanti yevai bhagavat prapannaha atyadbhutam taccharitam sumangalam gayanta ananda samudra magnaha. Ekantino yasya na kanchanartham. Ekantina bhaktas, those are one-pointed devotees, pure devotees, Shuddha bhaktas, Ananya bhaktas, Avyabhicharini bhaktas, Uttama bhaktas. Such pure devotees, Ekantina bhaktas, who exhibit one-point surrender to Krishna. Such Ekantina bhaktas, na kanchanartham vanchanti, they don't want anything else. Why? Bhagavat prapannaha, they are completely surrendered unto Krishna. If there is full surrender, there is no expectation. Complete surrender is devoid of undue expectations. Either we surrender or we suffer. Only two options. Right? In suffering, if you surrender, that's great. But we have only two options, surrender or suffer. So, these pure devotees are Bhagavat Prapannaha. They are completely surrendered unto the Lord. They don't ask anything from the Lord. And what do they do then? Atyadbhutam taccharitam sumangalam gayanta ananda samudra magnaha. Ananda samudra magnaha. They're immersed in an ocean of ananda. By doing what? By glorifying the wonderful activities of Krishna. Atyadbhutam taccharitam sumangalam. Lord's charita, Lord's glorious topics are ati adbhutam, very wonderful. Sumangalam, extremely auspicious. Atyadbhutam taccharitam sumangalam gayanta ananda samudra magna. If we learn to glorify the activities of Krishna, if we learn to absorb our minds in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very, very authentic glorification of Krishna, then we will be oblivious to the miseries. We cannot eliminate miseries. We have to become oblivious to the miseries. Right? Just like a drunkard. He is oblivious to surroundings. He drinks, right? 1 peg, 2 pegs, 3 pegs, 100 pegs, okay, whatever. I didn't even drink one drop in this lifetime. I don't know what it means. But I have heard, I have seen, not live also, I have seen only in videos. I have not seen a live drunkard also, fortunately. Maybe I must have seen, I have not recognized. Okay. Anyways, so drunkard, when he drinks, he becomes oblivious to surroundings. He may not be wearing his clothes properly. His button, he'll put this button here, right? His shirt may be like this. His craft may be like this. He may be going in different directions. He's totally deranged. He becomes oblivious to surroundings. When you are materially intoxicated, you become oblivious to material surroundings. What to speak if you are spiritually intoxicated with Krishna Katha? Definitely you will become oblivious to material surroundings, right? So we cannot stop material miseries. They will continue to exist. Better you become a drunkard. Spiritual drunkard. Okay? So we take vow, right? No intoxication. One of the 4 vows is no intoxication. But we should take a vow. I will get intoxicated with Harikatha. Right? So we should take this vow. I will daily take this dose, 100 pegs of intoxicant, of Harikatha, of Krishna Kathamrita. When we become intoxicated by drinking this nectarian beverage of Harikatha, we'll become oblivious to surroundings like drunkard. That's what Bhagavatam says. I'm not saying this, by the way. Bhagavatam says, Muhura horasika bhuvi bhavukaha. Okay. Nigama kalpata rorgalitam phalam sukamukhadamritadrava samyutam. Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam. Muhuraho, constant drinking. Rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. Muhur means regularly you drink. Don't just drink 1 peg and then leave it. Keep drinking. More and more slokas, more and more cantos, more and more pastimes. Keep drinking. When you become a spiritual drunkard of Srimad Bhagavatam, then you become oblivious to material sufferings. You cannot stop them. Can you stop waves on a river? Flowing river is there. There are waves. Can you stop them? Can you make it still? You cannot. If you cannot stop waves on a river, you cannot stop miseries also. Because miseries are like waves on river. Actually, miseries are not waves on river. Miseries are waves on ocean. That's what Shastra describes. Ocean. Can you stop waves in an ocean? Then you cannot stop miseries in this world also. So you should take a boat. And the boat is Harikatha. Etadhiyatura chittanam matra sparshechhayamuhu bhavasindhuplavo drashto haricharya anuvarnanam. Haricharya anuvarnanam means glorification of Krishna's activities is a strong boat that saves us from getting drowned in this material ocean. Material ocean is filled with waves of miseries and also infested with sharks of anarthas. You're in the middle of an ocean, and what is that? You don't know swimming. You can't see an island. Even if you're an expert swimmer, how long you will swim? 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers? How long you can swim in ocean with hunger and thirst? There may be so much water in the ocean, but it cannot quench your thirst, isn't it? So you are struggling to swim in this ocean, and some shark is coming, biting your leg, biting your hand. So how long can we survive in this ocean? We just need a boat. And that boat is Haricharya Anuvarananam. You should take shelter of the boat of Harikatha. Then only we will save ourselves. So when we regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and when we understand the emotions of devotees who have exclusively surrendered to Krishna, whether there is calamity or no calamity, there is surrender, there is no compromise. Right? So when we hear the pastimes of such devotees, that will make us that will make us oblivious to all the material sufferings. Right? Otherwise we become susceptible, we become affected, we become overwhelmed. That's why Gajendra is saying, Ekantino yasya na kanchanartham vanchanti yevai bhagavat prapannaha atyadbhutam tacharitam sumangalam gayanta ananda samudra magnaha. Gayanta ananda samudra magnaha. With great pleasure, let us immerse ourselves in this ocean of Harikatha. Only that is the solution to tackle any kinds of distresses in this world. And that's what Gajendra taught us. And there's an evolution in Gajendra's prayers. Gajendra initially said, protect me from this crocodile, Artha Bhakta. Later he said, Gayanta Ananda Samudra Magna. And finally Gajendra said, my dear Lord, even if you protect me from this crocodile, I don't wish to live in the body of this ignorant elephant. I want to be relieved of this body. To that degree, his prayers has matured. So while offering prayers also, you become more and more mature. You begin the prayer with some intention, and later the prayer will become something else only. Right? So we have to chant the holy names of Krishna. We have to hear Harikatha. That's the solution. Gajendra did not chant a particular name of the Lord. Still the Lord came and protected. What if you chant the holy name of the Lord? Particularly call the Lord. Oh Lord, Krishna, Rama, Varaha, Narasimha, Matsya, Kurma, Vamana. Specifically you are calling a particular form of the Lord, particular avatar of the Lord. Naturally the Lord will reciprocate. Right? So if an ignorant animal calls out to the Lord without taking a particular name of the Lord comes and protects. What about you knowing the attributes of the Lord, calling out to the specific names of the Lord? We have all information, right? We are not like Gajendra. And by the way, crocodile is not catching us. A mosquito is catching us. Something else is catching us. Our problems are quite simple compared to Gajendra's problem, isn't it? So our problems are quite simple compared to Draupadi's problem. Okay. So the people in the previous yugas, that Vrajavasis also, every now and then some demon comes and attacks. Putana, Tranavarta, Bakasur, Aghasur, Vatsasur, Vyomasur. So many demons will come and attack Vrajavasis. Vrajavasis are constantly being attacked by so many miseries, so many distresses. But they are discussing Harikatha. Right? So that's why he says, who is that? Kulashekharan verses in the Mukundamala Stotra. He amartya paramam hitam shrunutavo vakshyami sankhepata samsararnava mapa durmi bahulam samyak pravishya sthita nanagnanamapasya chetasi namo narayana yetyamum mantram sapranavam pranama sahitam pravartayedham muhu. Hey amartyaha, a human being who is destined to die, listen to me. Paramam hitam shrunatavo. I am going to tell you something beneficial to you. He listen to me carefully. You may say, I don't have time. Then he says, Vakshyami sankhepata. I'll tell you concisely. I know you are restless. I know you don't have patience. I know you cannot spare time. I'll tell you concisely. Just 3 more lines. 1 line is over already. 3 more lines. Listen to me. First understand your situation. You know what is your situation? Samsararnava mapa durmi bahulam samyak pravishya sthita. We have entered deep into this samsara sagara, into this ocean of cycle of birth and death. So, and this ocean has these waves of miseries. Please understand it. Oh, really? What's the solution? Let me find a solution. You can't find a solution. I'll tell you. Right? He says, you can't find a solution with your gnana. Nana gnanamapasya chetasi namo. Keep aside all your concocted ideas to come out of this material world. Narayana yetyabhum. Just chant the name of Narayana. Mantram sa pranavam. Chant with Om. Add Om. Pranava is Om. Om namo Narayana. Mantram sa pranavam pranama sahitam. Offer pranams also. Pravarta yedham muhu. Do it constantly. Offer obeisances to Krishna. Chant the holy names of the Lord. Then you will come out of this material world. No other solution will work. Listen to me. Trust me. So Gajendra finally offered this prayer to the Lord. Then all the devatas were thinking, this Gajendra, finally he offered some prayer, but he did not call us. He did not call Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Shiva, Marut. He did not call anybody's name. They were watching the fun till now. Now you know what they were thinking? Gajendra offered prayers. In those prayers he did not chant our names, but he said that, Oh Supreme Lord, whomsoever it may concern, I am offering this prayer to you. You are the Supreme Lord of the universe. You are the creator, master, controller, proprietor, cause of all causes, and all the other devatas, great gods, are subordinate to you. So Gajendra offered prayer like that. Okay, oh God, unto whom all other gods are subordinate, please come and protect me. That means he is offering prayer to Hari, Lord Vishnu. And he will not come so easily. And we will not go. Okay. Because Gajendra minimized our position. He highlighted that we are subordinate gods. We are minor gods. We are lesser gods. So therefore we will not go and protect. As they were discussing like that, they saw Garuda Airlines is coming down. Garuda Airlines is descending because Lord Hari heard the prayer of Gajendra instantly, at once. He called Garuda and sat on his back, and the Garuda Airlines is descending. And the Devatas were looking at him, Hare, we thought that he will never come, an animal will die. And we also did not want to go. Means we have offended. To think that Krishna will not protect a devotee is an offense. If you think Krishna will not protect me, it's an offense. If you think Krishna will not protect him or her, that's an offense. We cannot misunderstand Krishna. Nobody can have intentions more purer than Krishna. Nobody can have integrity more than Krishna. Krishna has greatest integrity. If he has received some service from you, he will gratefully reciprocate with that service. How can the Lord leave a devotee in a difficulty if the devotee has rendered some service even in the past life? Right? So Krishna will never disown his devotee. There may be some delay in his reciprocation because of various reasons we may not understand. But there is no neglect on the part of Krishna. Krishna will never neglect a devotee. If you think Krishna is neglecting me, we are offending Krishna. That's another problem, biggest problem. So whatever is happening in my life, despite all my human efforts, I am unable to come out of this problem. It's okay. Krishna is there to protect me. Okay. Krishna is protecting me in this way by making me more and more desperate. So Gajendra looked at Krishna. All the Devatas saw Lord Vishnu descending on the Garuda Airlines. Then all the Devatas felt that we have offended the Lord, we have to offer prayers. So as the Lord is descending, all the Devatas on their respective carriers, whatever, Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, all of them were coming behind Krishna offering prayers. One prayer made all the Devatas offer prayers. One elephant offered prayers to the Lord, and all the Devatas began their prayers, and all of them came. Not just one Vishnu came. All the Devatas came to rescue Gajendra there, in one sense. So Lord Vishnu came, and Gajendra could see, oh, somebody is coming. Some airplane is descending, landing here. Okay. So Gajendra recognized that it is Vishnu whom I have invoked. So Gajendra, with whatever little strength he had, he picked up one lotus flower from the lake and offered it to the Lord. Oh Lord, please accept this. And Lord came, and even within the air only, even while still in the air, he released his Sudarshana Chakra and that chopped off the head of crocodile. And the Lord caught the trunk of Gajendra and then pulled him out of the water. And by the touch of Lord Vishnu, Gajendra attained Sarupya Mukti. Gajendra got this form, 400 Vishnu Murti form. Okay. So that is the Lord's mercy. So Bhakta Paya Bhujanga Garudamani Trailokya Rakshamani Gopi Lochana Chatakam Budamani Saundarya Mudramani Yah Kantamani Rukmini Ghanakucha Dvandvaika Bhoshamani Shreyo Deva Shikhamanir Dishatuno Gopala Chodamani Bhaktapaya Bhujanga Garuda Mani. The Supreme Lord appears on this back of Garuda. Garuda is like a golden mountain, and Lord Vishnu is like a blue sapphire on top of that mountain. Just imagine the beauty. Bhaktapaya Bhujanga Garuda Mani. To protect all his devotees who are suffering in all the three worlds, the Lord descends. Right? Trailokya Rakshamani Gopi Lochana Chatakam Budamani Saundarya Mudramani. Gopi Lochana means the eyes of the gopis are like Chataka birds. Just like Chataka birds, wait for the raindrops falling from the sky. They don't drink water from anywhere, any other water source. They don't go to any auspicious lake or river or ocean or even taps or Bisleri waters. They don't take water from anywhere. They only take from the clouds. Similarly, the gopis of Vrindavan also see Krishna's form only. They are not excited with any other form. Vishnu form and many other forms are there. He is not excited with all that. He is excited. All the gopis are excited only with Krishna's form. Gopi Lochana Chatakam Budamani Saundarya Mudramani. Yah kantamani rukmini ghanakucha dvandvaika bhoshamani. Krishna is like that crushed jewel, is like that precious jewel on the chest, on the heart of Rukmini Devi. She wears him like a locket around his neck. Okay, she herself is the crushed jewel of all the queens of Krishna, and Krishna is like a jewel on her heart. Okay, so then finally, the shloka says that Shreyo Deva Shikhamanir Dishatu no Gopala Chodabadi. Let that crushed jewel of all Gopalas, cowhead men, be the object of my prayer, and let him protect us from all kinds of calamities, if he desires. Right? The real protection that Krishna offers is protecting our consciousness. So when our consciousness degrades from Krishna consciousness to Maya consciousness, that is real problem. But when our when problem is, when there is material problem in this world, then it just comes and goes. It is temporary. Life itself is temporary, and the little problems within that life are also more temporary, right? So it's easier said than done. When somebody experiences a problem, it's very, very painful. But all these Bhagavatam pastimes are there to give us that solace, give us that reassurance, give us that hope. Okay. Gajendra struggled for 1,000 years. Somebody may struggle for 1,000 lifetimes. Okay. But struggle is guaranteed in this material world. But we can become oblivious to that struggle to the degree we surrender to Krishna. And surrender is expressed by Gayanta Ananda Samudra Magna, by happily discussing Krishna Katha with other devotees and taking Krishna shelter. And Krishna will protect us. Krishna rakshatu no jagatraya guru Krishnam namadhvam sada Krishne nakhila shatravo vinihita Krishnaya tasmai namah Krishna deva samuthitam jagadidam Krishnasya dasosmyaham Krishne tishthati vishvametadakhilam He Krishna rakshasvamam. Krishna rakshatu no jagatraya guru. It is only Krishna who protects us. In all the three worlds, there is no one else who can protect us. Somebody may have the intention to protect us, they may not have the ability to protect us. Somebody may have the ability to protect us, they don't have the intention to protect us. Somebody may have both, but they are not aware that we need protection. But Krishna is the supreme protector. He protects us, not from external calamities. Sometimes he may do so. But the real protection that Krishna offers is Krishne nakhila shatravo vinihita. He will protect the internal enemies of lust, envy, pride, greed, anger. So these are the real enemies. Krishna will protect us from this. So what is the point when we are externally secure and safe and internally maintain lust, envy, pride, greed? That's not real protection, right? So Krishna will clean our hearts from all these anarthas of lust, envy, pride, greed. That's the real protection. For that to happen, we need to allow Krishna to enter our hearts through our ear holes when we hear Harikatha. Granatharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. What's the time now? 8:43. Did I speak more time or I went beyond time? Yeah, question. I don't mind. Organizers can decide. Yeah, please. Prabhu is asking.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for casting so many gems from Bhagavatam. And Prabhuji also have next few days everyday evening program. If you want any details, somebody can contact me. My number is 408-839-1929. So my question, Prabhuji, is that how to understand Krishna's protection and reciprocation. Actually, misunderstanding of this, Krishna's protection and reciprocation, or acting irrationally based on that misunderstanding can be devastating for oneself and also others, and it can also be a bad example. Like sometimes we may expect that just like Krishna came for Gajendra, he might come for us. We are going through some calamity, why is he not coming? Sometimes if we get $1 million, we will not ask that question. But if we are going through some suffering, then we will ask why is he not coming? How is it Krishna's mercy? And we are not at that level of, let's say, Kunti Maharani or Gajendra. In our small sadhaka who is constantly dwindling, and any moment faith can just evaporate. How should we understand and what is that we should do so that we can actually protect our faith and progress in our Krishna consciousness and not losing?
Yes, that's what we discussed multiple times, even during the session also. We may not be at their level. We may not be on the level of Kunti to ask for more calamities, definitely. We may not be on the level of Indradyumna Maharaj to just accept Agastya's curse without any arguments. We may not be at their level, definitely. Kunti, Ambarish, Parikshit, so many people faced so many calamities. Even Sita Devi, Lord Ramachandra, Lakshman, Bharat, everybody misunderstood Bharat, okay, in Ramayana. But Ram never misunderstood. So, we may not be at their level, but we need to come to that level. And we need to take some baby steps to come to that level. And this whole process of Shravanam is meant to bring us to that level. So we need to hear Harikatha repeatedly, drink Harikatha, Krishna Kathamritam repeatedly, so that eventually we equip our consciousness with the ability to see misery as Krishna's mercy. If we don't hear regularly, how can we expect such high degree of response to life's reversals like these Bhagavatam personalities? So, one way of coming to that level is hearing regularly the stories of those people who acted on that level. Shravanam. Okay. So, yes. Tranadapi sunichena. My God, being humbler than blade of grass. It's too much. Tarorapi sahishnuna. More tolerant than a tree. Unimaginable. Inconceivable. Yeah, but regularly chanting Sikshashtakam. And we need to take baby steps. For example, tolerance. Now feast preparations are happening. There's some special sweet today I got. What is that? I don't know the name of that. Yogurt cake. Caramel custard. Okay. Okay. So we got it. Say by the time you complete Q&A session and then go to the prasadam table, you may not get it. Let's tolerate that first. So we need to tolerate that at least. Let's begin cultivating tolerance by exhibiting tolerance in certain trivial situations at least. Remaining 6-7 items are there in the menu, in the plate. Only that one item, one white substance, little square, cube, that is missing. That's okay, let me tolerate it. Right? So we should take our baby steps to cultivate this tolerance, humility, prayerful attitude, and not getting so overwhelmed by dualities. It will take a while. So when we are kids, we are excited or disappointed when we don't get a car, toy car, red car, blue car, green car. My God, I want this car, I want that car. Kids are getting excited, right? If you give red car, the kid is not happy. I want blue car only. Maybe blue is his favorite color. Okay. But when we grow up, we are not excited with red car or blue car or yellow car if it is a toy car. We want real car, isn't it? So when we are kids, we are excited with mobiles, toy mobiles. In our childhood, we used to have toy mobiles. You press one song will come. Only the first line. Okay. Press 2, next song. Only first line. You press 3, another song. So you may have to pay 20 rupees, 30 rupees or 50 rupees to get that, to spoil it in 2 days. But when you are grown up, we want real phone. That you want to talk to somebody, not just some songs, 1, 2, 3, 4. So similarly, when we are struggling sadhakas, yes, difficulties, happiness and distress can overwhelm us. When we become mature sadhakas, we become little oblivious. We become thick-skinned, not hard-hearted, thick-skinned, right? We become little oblivious to these inevitable realities. That is called dhiratva. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukha daha agamapayino nityaha tamstitikshasva bharata. So only when we are able to tolerate happiness and distress on a material plane, we are eligible for spiritual liberation. That's the next sloka. Yam hina vyathayantyete purusham purusharshabha sama dukkha sukham dhiram so amritatvaya kalpate. Only if we can maintain equanimity in happiness and distress, we are eligible for amritattva, liberation. Eventually we have to transcend these dualities. Eventually we have to transcend our excitements for material happiness and exhaustions in material distress. They come and they go. You deal with them to the best of your ability. Move on. Bhakti, Krishna will take care. Makes sense, Prabhu? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhu, you mentioned a statement, devotee privilege is to take shelter of Krishna during calamity. It is our fortune. Of course, the entire lecture on that. So, Prabhuji, at our sadhaka stage, when we have any difficulty, what should be a mentality of an aspiring devotee? Because taking shelter means even before coming to Krishna consciousness, I was doing that. Remove this problem, give me this, give me that, remove this, remove that. Which I thought I'm taking shelter of Krishna, at least I'm not thinking that I am the doer or everything comes on my own. In fact, even materialistic, before even starting any venture, they'll do have Lord Ganesh Puja, not with the intention that, we are so surrendered, even before calamities come, we are surrendering to you, become Vignaharta. So, from a devotee mentality, taking shelter, because I sometimes only trying to not ask, because I think Lord knows. But at the same time, you just made it's a privilege to take shelter of the Lord during difficulty. So, can you elaborate?
When you say privilege, it's like, let's not get so overwhelmed by the intensity of material problem. Let's utilize that opportunity, quote unquote privilege, to take shelter of Krishna. Okay? Any opportunity, any situation in life that helps us connect with Krishna is a privilege, right? Sometimes you go to temple on Janmashtami day, they say, hey, come with Uttariya, you have to do Abhishek of the deities. It's a privilege, isn't it? Right? So you to serve the Lord in some way is a privilege. To take shelter of the Lord is a privilege. To go to the temple of the Lord is a privilege. To offer obeisances to the Lord is a privilege. If a calamity is giving you that privilege, grab it, accept it. That's the point. It's difficult. But without that only, as you said, without even calamity, you can still accept the privileges. Thank
you. Thank you for the wonderful class. It's so nice to be next to you. I have two questions.
Same feeling here.
Thank you. I'm so lucky to hear that. So I have two questions that are drastically different. One is more personal, and I would rather ask that first. If someone were trying to emulate you and try to reach only 1% of, maybe 0.01% of you, just from the Shastra knowledge point of view, and someone who started...
me?
Yes.
Okay.
And someone who started so late, like me, So, is there any hope? And
Even I also feel. So there are so many kids here, right? No, they went. They went to take cake maybe. So many kids are there. I wasted 2 decades of my life. It took 21 years for me to read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is. But they are quoting left, right, center, all the shlokas, little kids. So it's better late than never. Okay. And as far as Shastric knowledge and quoting shlokas are concerned, see, ability to apply the meanings, the teachings of the Shastra is more important than merely remembering it. Okay? So as long as we are sincerely attempting to apply the teachings of Shastras, whether we memorize it or quote shloka, this and that, that's actually, Krishna is not impressed with this. Okay? Krishna is impressed with the inner devotion more than the external eloquence.
that's true, Prabhu, but if you actually remember that at the right point of time, that does help. So that's what I have
Yeah,
learned.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So question to you is that did you actually learn Sanskrit or
No, I
things
didn't learn
like that?
Sanskrit.
Or did you, everything is coming from the past life like?
I don't know.
So that's why I said it's
Past
personal.
life. I don't know about past life, but in this life, 2010, I started reading Bhagavatam. Last 13 years. So I'm reading Bhagavatam, reading, writing, hearing, speaking. In one of these 4 ways, I'm in touch with Bhagavatam. Okay, generally on a daily basis. By devotee's mercy, by Guru's mercy, Vaishnava's mercy, something is happening. But I fully understand I have a long way to go. Okay. Thank you. What was the second question? He asked only. It's okay. Let someone else ask. No, he asked one question. When you said personal question, I thought you had a personal question.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I was wondering, so the more I learn, the more love and gratitude I feel for Krishna. Is this a kind of happiness that I have to tolerate, or is this something I can actually indulge in?
Spiritual happiness, relish it. Don't tolerate it. Just enjoy it. Material happiness, tolerate. So happiness and distress on a material plane has to be tolerated according to Krishna's teaching in 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 14th sloka. But when it is spiritual happiness, just drown yourself in spiritual happiness. That's an ananda which is beyond the 3 gunas. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, thank you so much for such a nectarian class.
Hari Hari.
So grateful and so privileged to be in front of you and then listen this pastime. You have quoted so many shlokas, it's nectar hearts. And we also give to Sukeshwari Mataji for making this happen. Thank you so much. Please keep ISV in your orbit so that anytime you travel, please visit us.
Hari Hari.
So Prabhuji, one question or reflection that I have in this past about Indradyumna. So Indradyumna Maharaj, he left his family and everything, and then he went to the forest to do the austerities, and he's doing his actual puja. And then Agastya Muni came, and this whole incident happened and the curse. So we have seen that with also you mentioned the correlation, Ambarish Maharaj. Yeah. So when we are sadhaka devotees, at least I can speak of myself, I haven't crossed even the state of Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam. So the first Vega itself, the Vacho Vegam itself, I haven't crossed. The more I hear about that, the more I feel that I've been so far from it. Sometimes feeling too far off. And also when these, at the spur of the moment, these things come, the anarthas, how should we understand that, Prabhuji? Are we like falling down, or is it like a test, or we should understand that we have a long way to go? How should we understand, and how to also improve and in our Krishna consciousness?
Yeah, sometimes Vacho Vegam or Krodha Vegam, so they're still there. Even if someone transcends
lust, transcending anger is very difficult sometimes. Of course, pride and envy is even more difficult. Okay, so one possible solution is to be in the company of those people who are cool, calm, sober, composed, not so angry. Okay, so that will help us also to calm down, mellow down. Okay, so sangat sanjayate kamaha. We develop certain habits, mannerisms, qualities by associating with people who have those qualities, whether good or bad. By associating with bad people, with bad qualities, we attain bad qualities. And somebody is not angry like us, so be with them. So we'll also naturally mellow down. So when you see another person, you can switch off the it's creating sound. This is having sound. So when we see people who are responding to situations in a very composed, sober manner, very cool, calm. Arey, my God, he is not at all getting agitated. I am getting agitated easily. So seeing them, we mellow down. Okay. Does it answer your question? Okay. We'll conclude here. It's getting late night. We'll meet tomorrow. Yeah, someone can do. My throat is gone.
We express our gratitude and thanks to Prabhuji by 3 times loudly chanting Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! And Prabhuji has next few days classes, like tomorrow it's in Campbell. He's going to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 10. June 9th, Friday, it's in Shiji Priya Mataji's home. San Ramon. The topic is building relationships and tackling distress. Saturday, he's going to speak on the topic of 24 gurus, and that will be at the ISB temple, Mountain View. And Saturday, Prabhuji is taking us for a farm trip, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the topic is Avadhuta Brahman's lesson from 24 gurus. No, 24 gurus. Yeah. I'm sorry, you are right. Actually, farm trip, it is Avadhuta Brahman lesson from 24 gurus. Yeah. And then Sunday, there is a Bhagavatam tell for kids. Pavani Bhakti Mataji's home. So please attend and collect as many jewels and nectars as possible. Thank you all for your time. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji's books are outside. All the gems are there. Please take advantage of that. It will be finished very soon before it gets